What's up, guys? Let's talk today about something quite different. A lot of people ask me, how do I read a lot of books? How do I find the time to do that? And it's pretty much about productive speed reading. But here's the problem with that. Without absolutely any exaggeration at all, 80% of books that I have read are not useful. In fact, you don't really have to read them. They might add some value into your life if you read them, but it's quite limited. If you're not a big fan of books, then there is absolutely no reason for you to read them, because almost all of these books talk about the same thing. Sometimes it seems to me that they simply copied from each other. Seriously, sometimes I read an entire book and there is not a single new idea that I haven't came across before in similar books. So it's literally a waste of time, to be honest. So I thought I'm going to save you that time and tell you what exactly you have to read. The 5 books that I'm about to share with you are probably the only books that you ever need to read. I'm not exaggerating. I might not be the best qualified person to talk about this, but for the past 7, 8 or even more years, I literally read hundreds of books about all sorts of things, starting from how to make money, from how to negotiate, and a lot of other things. And I think everything that I have read can be beautifully summarized into these 5 books, because these books are not simply delivering information, but rather they are giving you a practical guide on how to apply them in real life. You can apply the lessons right after reading the book. In fact, if you don't read these books, you will literally suffer a lot in your life. You will waste a lot of your time on things that you could easily avoid. I think I have given you enough introduction so far, so let's just start with the first one. 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. This is one of the books that had pretty big impact on my life. I know that a lot of people view this book pretty negatively. In fact, some people even see this book as pure evil. But like it or not, this is the best book that's ever written on social intelligence. This book will teach you everything you need to know about how to deal with people, how to make them to like you, respect you, work for you, admire you, basically make people do what you want. A lot of people might say, don't you think that business books are more important? And the answer is no, because business is simple. Get a product and sell it. And this book is going to teach you how to do that, how to persuade people, how to negotiate, and every other thing that you need to know. So the lessons that are taught in this book aren't only about business, but pretty much everything else that's about dealing with people. The second book is by far the most influential book in my life, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and there is a pretty strong reason behind it. It completely changed my understanding of money and wealth. I was always interested in making money, like most of you, but it wasn't clear to me how to achieve that. It was pretty much more like a dream until I laid my hands on this book, because it helped me to think about a practical plan on how I actually can achieve that. This book isn't going to tell you, look, do this and you will make a lot of money. But it's more about changing your mindset, your understanding of money, job, business, and this kind of stuff. I'm sure that a lot of you will say that, please don't tell me about mindset. I want a direct action. I'm tired from this useless mindset books. But like it or not, I'm talking from my personal experience. The moment you change your views about money, you start seeing things differently, and you will never want to get a job after that, because you will find a way to become financially free. So you can't simply go through the idea of these books. You have to read them a couple of times, maybe understand them properly, because like it or not, money is one of the most important things of our life. So if you're serious about achieving financial freedom, you must read this book. The third book in the list is Mastery by Robert Greene. This book is unique of its kind. If you're confused with your life, if you don't know what to do with your life, if you're simply not motivated, then this is the book you have to read. It will teach you how to find your passion and how to master your passion. At the end of the day, we all have to master something to achieve some level of success. What happens usually is that you're passionate about something, you start doing that, and you don't see any results, and then you start losing motivation. And this book is going to tell you why and how to avoid that. In fact, if there is one book you will read out of this list, then be this one. And these 3 books will help you to achieve the kind of success that you usually think about. That's more about money, fame, and this kind of stuff. The kind of success that we get inspired with, because we can see that in other people and we want the same thing for us as well. But there is a different kind of success. Internal satisfaction, which is way much more important than the materialistic success. Look, what's the absolute goal of life? Why do you want to make a lot of money? Why do you want to achieve mastery? Why do you want to have great relationships? What is the final goal? Simple. Happiness. As long as you're happy, as long as you feel happy, you're successful. That's all what you want out of life, right? And guess what? You can be happy without the money and everything else. In fact, you can have all the money but still not feel happy. For some of you, it just might not make sense at all. And that's why I want to suggest to you 2 books that will explain to you why. So these are more spiritual kind of books, which I think are far more important than the first 3 books I just told you about. The first one is On the Shortness of Life by Seneca. It's going to change your perspective about life completely. After reading this book, you will start appreciating every single small little thing in your life, such as the fact that you breathe. Did you even know that you breathe? Although that is just such a small thing that we don't pay attention to, we simply cannot live without it. When you read this book, you will learn how to achieve this self-actualization, this self-awareness, and you will value your time and your life much more. And the second one is Mindfulness for Beginners. It's basically about Stoicism, and it's very short and practical book, simply written and beautifully summarized. There are actually many other books that I wanted to include in this list, such as The 50th Law, The 7 Habits, The Power of Habit, and many more, but these 5 books are much more important and valuable than any other books. You must read this book even if you hate reading, and if by any chance you're too busy, then check out my videos on how to read fast. They will definitely help you to read faster. And if you want to know more about these books before reading them, I've done separate videos about each of these books, which you can find in the description of this video, except the Mindfulness for Beginners, which I will do in the future. And now it's your turn to tell me, what's your favorite book? Which one do you think is the most important in this list? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one.